Time for this week's CEO's blog. John, thanks for joining once again. And we've had a big weekend. We had the Arthur J. Gallagher Harness Racing New South Wales Awards Night on Saturday.
Big night, a very well attended function. I must compliment all those who were there, especially the young ladies and the older ladies too. The dress was immaculate and, of course, matched very well by the guys that were there. But it was a good night. It was an awards night. They're very difficult at the best of times because they're exactly what the title says. They're awards, and it can go on and on and on. And the winners are very happy. The others, well, they can only pat backs. But it was a great night.
There were plenty of awards. One of the major ones was the Harness Racing New South Wales Living Legend.
Steve Turnbull, some say long overdue. Steve joins an illustrious group of people. Last award in 2011 to Colin Watts, and of course A.D. Turnbull, Steve's father, was a recipient. The other recipients are the immortals of the sport, some still with us and some are passed on. But a great award, very well acknowledged by those in attendance, and congratulations go out to Steve.
Yeah, and another couple of big awards. Kevin Thompson was recognised, as well as Michael Brown.
Kevin Thompson received the Don Clough Award, and it was a sad moment. And the chairman, Graham Kelly, he delivered a very emotional speech before he presented that award to Kevin Thompson. But Kevin's been in the industry for so long, and only through a slight little bit of ill health, he has had to retire as a commentator, but a great commentator. But he'll be around. He was also a pretty fair trainer and driver. So Kevin Thompson, well and truly, should have received that award. We do it each year, and of course another award that we've introduced is the Industry Volunteer of the Year, and that was given to Michael Brown. He was recipient. Now that award is to a person who has contributed to many different associations and clubs on a voluntary basis, and Michael, yes, he deserved it. He went on to the next day for the Indigenous Drivers Championship, of course, at Tabcorp Park, Menangle.
Well, that leads me into my next question. It was the Fisher's Ghost Day at Menangle on Sunday. It was a great day, good racing, and they had obviously the JC Caffin Indigenous Drivers Plate.
The weather was on song at Menangle, and a brilliant crowd. The club does a wonderful job there. What some people in the industry don't understand or don't know really is that it's about the community, the local community at Campbelltown and the MacArthur, and there's a very big awareness with the cancer sufferers, and the local councillor Fred Borg and his team gets behind that. But the club donates so much to those people that have suffered through the previous year with cancer and their families, and they put on a great day. It's a family day with all the free rides, but when it comes to harness racing, that's the first time it's been a metropolitan meeting, and the feature race was, of course, the JC Caffin Plate.
So the winner of the JC Caffin Plate was Royce Gregory Jack, John. Yeah,
for the third time. So he's almost got his hands well and truly on that magnificent trophy to take away for all time. But the effort from Michael Brown and the Indigenous community, Jimmy Brown in particular, to get a very good atmosphere there. There were dancers doing traditional Aboriginal dances, and there was a very, very strong turn out of, let me say, elders of the Indigenous community, not only around MacArthur but throughout the state. And it was good to see Uncle Ivan perform the Welcome to Country, and Warren Mundine was there as well. This has come a long way, the Indigenous drivers race, and it will go much, much further whilst ever we have a good man like Michael Brown pushing it, and an industry that wants to become involved.
Well, talking about feature races and feature meetings, there was news this week released about Leeton and their Breeders' Plate.
Yeah, the Leeton Breeders' Plate. Who's worse in the world? Well, John Dummesy's the worst in the world because he was going to ruin the industry. Well, not me, myself, personally, but we had that review into the two-year-old racing, and it was quite clear that participants, the majority of participants, wanted harness racing to commence for 2-year-olds on either the 1st of January or even the 1st of February. So the board went with the 1st of January. That had an impact of some sorts on the Breeders' Plate, but working with the club, we've come up with a strategy that the Breeders' Plate will be protected as far as race dates are concerned, and they will now race on the second Friday and the fourth Friday of the month of January. So they will kick off the 2-year-old season as we know it in New South Wales. Of course, there are implications there. The implications are what happens to the Riverina Christmas Carnival, Albury, Leeton, etc., and also what happens with the feature races for Temora and Junee. But it all falls into place rather well. It always takes cooperation amongst these clubs and not fighting with each other about who's got the better dates and who hasn't got as good a chance. But still, Leeton, it will go ahead. Anyone that hasn't nominated for the Breeders' Plate in 2017 should do so now. They're open still. The mail will close, of course, on Friday, and the Leeton Club will lodge those nominations with Harness Racing New South Wales next Monday.
Okay, good to know. This weekend, John, the Carnival of Cups sort of restarts. We've got the Griffith Carnival of Cups on Saturday. Yeah,
restart. We all we're all concerned, a little bit disappointed that the Canola Cup had to be cancelled this year. But Ugara, who were a recipient of one of the major awards at the awards night, of course, for the magnificent Canola Cup, that will be on again this year. But Griffith get the honour this year to officially kick off the Carnival Cups, the tab.com.au Carnival Cups, and they have an 8-race program this Saturday night at Griffith. Now, night time at Griffith doesn't seem as if something we know about, but Dennis Conroy and all the committee there will put on a magnificent meeting, and I encourage all the people in the district to attend.
Will you be out there, John?
No, I won't be able to make it. The Owners Association Awards Night is on this week, and yes, it'll be another awards night, and there will be winners, and we will be there to congratulate them also. So that's at Tabcorp Park, Menangle, and if anyone wishes to go there, they should talk to the Owners Association. It may not be too late to go along and enjoy a great night. Camaraderie amongst breeders, owners, trainers, drivers, and people that just love harness racing.
There we have it. All right. Thanks, John, for joining us in this week's CEO's blog.
Thanks, Amanda.